Now let's go straight to the details. Analysts of politics here in the Great Lakes region say that security there still has a long way to go, even after the signing of the Washington Agreement between the Democratic Republic of Congo, the United States, and Rwanda. The analysts stress that hate-filled and discriminatory rhetoric by some leaders in countries of the region seriously undermines the path toward peace and regional stability. In his end-of-year address to Rwandans, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, once again emphasized that Rwanda is ready to implement the agreement as signed, while also stating that Rwanda will not tolerate anything that threatens the security of the country.
This month, Rwanda and the DRC signed the Washington Accords. I thank the United States and Qatar, alongside our African institutions, for supporting this peace process. It is a critical step toward addressing the root causes of conflict in eastern DRC and restoring regional stability. Rwanda is fully committed to implementing this agreement, but any threat to the peace and security of our people is unacceptable. The threat of state-supported violent extremism is unfortunately still very real.
The Washington Agreement requires the DRC to completely dismantle the terrorist group that is known as the FDLR, which is composed of some individuals who participated in the genocide against the Tutsi here in Rwanda back in 1994. What is worrying is that instead of dismantling the group, the Congolese government is now cooperating with it in activities that destabilize the security of Congolese, Kinyarwanda-speaking citizens in the eastern part of its own country. In addition to this, even after the signing of the Washington Accords, on the Congolese side, and among its allies, including Burundi, there have continued to be hate-inciting statements targeting Congolese Tutsi communities, as well as rhetoric directed directly towards Rwanda. Regarding that rhetoric, Jean-Baptiste Gassominari, a lawyer and analyst, says it is a tragedy for the region to have leaders who plot the destruction of their own citizens.
Are the result of a hate that has been, being distilled among the members of the government, members of the population. This is, when it comes to feelings, I think it's personal. It's personal. But what is unfortunate is that these personal feelings are being now expressed by government authorities, people that are vested with public power, that can, be a serious threat to the rest of the population. So the result of this hate speech comes actually from hiding the real issues that have to be dealt with. So when you want to hide what you are not doing for the country, we are talking about authorities that need to deliver to the people. So they need to create something to explain why they did not build roads, no schools, why teachers are not being paid, why civil servants are not getting their salaries, why there is no infrastructure. So they tend to create something in the mind of the people that if you are not getting what you want, it's because there is a group of people there that is your enemy that needs to be wiped out for you to get what you want. So I think it's a technique that has been used by most of the governments that were unable to deliver to its people, and they have now to find an excuse to tell the people that if you are not getting this, it's because of that. So all the problems now that are in DRC are blamed on one group because they say they are the ones that are causing them chaos, are bringing wars since 30 years, but forgetting that why these people took up arms to fight. It's because they were denied the most fundamental rights in their country.
Gassominari also believes that in 2026, if Congo's authorities and their allies change their mindset, the Washington Agreement could be implemented and peace could return to the region, although eradicating the genocide ideology spread by the FDLR will take time.
Optimistic, this is one thing, but I'm also very optimistic about the processes, because if the processes fail, then the war will continue. And if the war continues, I have very much confidence in those people fighting, because whenever they have fought, they won the battles that they fought. So if Tshisekedi does not want to solve this problem politically, then the problem will be solved using military means. And if military means are used, then he is certain to lose that war. And if he loses the war, if he is chased out of power, then I think the people who will replace him will come and solve all these issues once and for all. So this is why we are optimistic. Either way, if it is solved politically, well and good. But if it is not solved politically, I believe it will be solved militarily. And if it is solved militarily, those people around Tshisekedi who are always preaching genocide and genocide ideology will live with him. When it comes to the perspective of the future, I think if everyone can take seriously what he has signed, and if everyone can be put to task to implement what he has signed, then definitely peace will prevail, because there is nothing compromising that is in those agreements which cannot be put into practice, or what cannot be implemented.
As you just said, according to the lawyer, the Congolese leadership should adopt a forward-looking approach and seek sound advisors to help accelerate the implementation of both the Washington Accords and the Doha talks. He points out that continuing to cling to genocidal ideologies promoted by the FDLR is costly for Congo's leadership, as the forces they are fighting, that is the AFC, with the M23 alliance, continue to defeat them and take control of various parts of the DRC. Now, Congolese refugees living at the Mahama camp in Kirehe district and the Kigeme camp, that is in Nyamagabe district, have organized a peaceful march aimed at condemning hateful and decisive remarks made by some officials in the DRC, including the recent statements made by the spokesperson of the Congolese Armed Forces, that is Major General Sylvain Ekenge, in which he called on young men in the DRC not to marry women of Tutsi ethnicity. Analysts in the Great Lakes region have noted, as we just saw, that security still has a long way to go, even after the signing of the Washington Accords between the DRC, the US, and Rwanda, noting that hate-filled and discriminatory rhetoric from some leaders in the region is seriously undermining efforts toward peace and stability in the region. The 1st of January not only marks the beginning of the year for the whole world, but is also the Independence Day of the Republic of Sudan. Now, with me today on this occasion is His Excellency Khalid Musa, the Ambassador of Sudan to Rwanda. Your Excellency, thank you for taking the time to speak to Rwanda Television.
Thank you very much for RBA for conducting this interview.
Now, as we begin, let me first ask you, what does this day mean to the people of Sudan this year, given the current situation in the country?
Sudan was the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to gain its independence in 1956, before any African country realized that point. That also brought responsibility for Sudan to continue supporting the African liberation movement all over Africa and to provide support as a foundation member of the African Unity Organization before, and other African institution was one of the leading country to promote Pan-Africanism and to give support for African liberation movement all over. This is the 70th anniversary that we're celebrating today as a leading pioneering country in independence in sub-Saharan Africa. Regardless of this anniversary and celebration, Sudan today is facing a lot of challenges in terms of territorial integrity, maintaining sovereignty, and also maintaining the course of social, economic, and political development in Sudan. Regardless of these challenges, Sudanese people are steadfast to continue their struggle to maintain their independence in letters and spirit, to fight for their sovereignty, for the independence of the country, and to give Sudan the right position that it deserves at the regional and international context. Sudan is appealing also to all African people, African government, to support Sudan at this crossroad while we are celebrating our independence, the 70th anniversary of independence, but also Sudan needs your support, your voice to realize peace, stability in Sudan, and to give support for Sudanese people also to achieve their fully independence meaning of the country.
And specifically now to the Sudanese people back at home and also those in the diaspora, specifically those here living in Rwanda, what message would you give to them?
The only message is about hope, persistence, and resilience, because this is the main principle that we are fighting for, to maintain our territorial integrity, to maintain our independence, to maintain our sovereignty. Sudanese people will continue their struggle for stability, peace, and development in the country. We need every Sudanese all over the world in general and Rwanda in particular to pursue their own objective, whether they are students to finish their study, whether they are businessmen and women, whether they are any affiliation they are doing in Rwanda, is to achieve success, is to support Sudan, and to give Sudan their utmost best for peace, development, and stability.
Now, how would you describe the current state of diplomatic relations between Sudan and Rwanda, especially at a time when Sudan is facing significant internal challenges?
We are enjoying very significant relation between Sudan and Rwanda at this time. That because of the wisdom of the two leaders, His Excellency President Paul Kagame, as a leading figure in the African continent and international community as well, and for President Burhan as well, they join hands. That based on two principles. Number one, a strong believer on Pan-Africanism that led by President Paul Kagame. Second, regional integration. Sudan is part and parcel of the East African community, in general, part of Horn of Africa. And the stability and peace in Sudan, it means that it provides also regional stability in East Africa and Horn of Africa. The political, economic, and diplomatic relations are developing based on the spirit of mutual respect and to realize mutual interest for the people of Sudan and Rwanda and for the government Sudan and Rwanda. There is great potential for our relation together, and we have a lot of lessons to learn from Rwanda as an African model for peace, development, and state building.
Well, you had previously stated that Sudan needs Rwanda as an economic partner. What specific strengths or experiences does Rwanda bring that Sudan is looking to learn from or collaborate on?
As I always said, that Rwanda is an African model for development, for national building and reconciliation. And Sudan, Rwanda right now is developing its own model in economy in a very complex context of regional dynamics. Sudan as a country that will be soon emerging from conflict definitely needs the expertise, the wisdom, the guidance of Rwanda that would be applicable to our specification and our own situation in Sudan. Definitely, we are a strong believer on regional economic integration, and that can help Sudan and Rwanda to achieve their mutual goals together. Specifically, in the food security, agriculture, we would like also to upgrade the trade exchange between the two countries. And it is worth mentioning that the investment of Sudanese in Rwanda right now exceeding 20 million and more in different sectors: healthcare, education, agriculture, construction, and extra. There is a lot of expertise from Sudan are working here in different fields that also can contribute positively in the development of Rwanda. And in return, we need Rwanda as also, not just as economic partner, but also as a peace partner, because Rwanda also is a peacemaker in the region and a strong voice for African Pan-Africanism.
If we were to go into the specifics of that role of Rwanda as a regional, at a regional and international level, that role, how do you see it supporting the peace efforts or dialogue in Sudan?
Rwanda as a peacemaker and a stabilizer in the region definitely has a role to play at the regional context and continental context. The leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame, the president, can contribute a lot within the African Union, definitely, or in bilateral basis, because Rwanda as a peacemaker in the region has a lot of experience, has a lot of accumulative expertise to provide the peacemaking advices and guidance. And more than that also, we need the leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame within the African Union to advance not only peace in Sudan, but peace in the whole continent, definitely. Sudan is playing a pivotal role at the stability of Horn of Africa and East Africa. We are afraid that the conflict of Sudan might spill over to the neighboring countries that will harm the mutual interest of the East African community for sure. So by looking forward for Rwanda as an economic partner, a peace partner, Rwanda can play a leading role within African Union to advance peace agenda in Sudan for sure.
And finally, Your Excellency, looking ahead, how do you envision Sudan-Rwanda relations 5 or 10 years from now, and what steps are needed today to achieve that vision?
As long as we have this commitment from the leadership of the two countries with a clear vision that Sudan and Rwanda can set up a good example of cooperation in different fields. There is great potentials, definitely, for this bilateral relation. I could envision this relation within next 5 to 10 years based on 3 pillars. Number 1, we would like to attract more capital from Sudan to invest in Rwanda. Rwanda right now is adopting a transformative economy that Rwanda would like to be like a hub in different fields: services, financial services, education, and hosting international conference that based on its very rich experience in peacemaking and African model for reconciliation. Definitely this will be one of the main pillar. Second, right now we have more than 6,000 Sudanese people living in Rwanda peacefully, enjoying life here, contributing positively as well. But in terms of education and cultural exchange, more than 3,500 students. The cultural exchange and scientific cooperation and academic cooperation definitely is one of the fields that we cooperate together. Third, Sudan has a real expertise in agriculture that is willing to contribute also to upgrade and develop the agricultural sector for cash crops, for base export also items on this. Finally, the industry and services. Sudan also would like to have deep relation, institutional relation between the two countries on banking, financial services, and industry for sure. Sudan has set up a small model of factories here in Rwanda that will be like the beginning of this journey. I'm hopeful. I'm damn sure that the potential of our relation has a bright horizon that we work together to achieve together, not just for Sudan and Rwanda, but also an example for how African countries can cooperate together for regional integration and to serve the best interests of the people of the two countries.
Ambassador Khalid Musa, again, thank you for taking the time to speak to Rwanda Television.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year to Rwandan people. And also, congratulations for the Sudanese people for the 70th anniversary of the independence. Struggle will continue. We will achieve peace, stability, and in Sudan with the partnership of Rwanda.
Rwandan youth have said that they have entered the new year of 2026 with renewed determination, including working hard with the aim of improving their lives and contributing to national development as a whole. In his end-of-year address for 2025, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, reminded the youth that they have a responsibility to safeguard the achievements the country has made and to continue building on them, emphasizing that the future of the nation lies in their hands. The head of state pointed out that the development Rwanda has achieved so far has been based on unity, commitment, and a clear vision, urging young people not to waste the opportunities they have, but instead to make good use of them for their own advancement and that of the country in general. Now, foreign nationals living here in Rwanda say that although they are not celebrating the holidays with their families, the way they are treated makes them feel at home. Enola Gladys Venimana with more on that.
Ashvin Namera has lived in Rwanda for more than 17 years, where he is engaged in business activities. During this festive season, he and his family chose to celebrate in various entertainment areas where many people gather across Rwanda.
In the last 17 years, and we had a lot of enjoying on this thing.
Is it your first time to be here?
Yeah, in the first time he's here.
In the festive season?
First visit him here, the Spider Game Zone.
These foreign residents say they eagerly look forward to celebrating the new year together with Rwandans and are confident they will enjoy the celebrations.
Be the normal day because we already had, though we celebrated our Independence Day, but we're gonna also celebrate our the new year with our now Rwandan fellows, with the Rwandan people. The coming one, well, I'm hanging out with my friends, we're going out, like there are so many places to actually go and enjoy, like spending time, quality time in Rwanda.
New Year celebration has been a core part of like our culture as a Sudanese society, and I think this year it's a bit up the best because we have exam seasons coming up, but I feel like fireworks and a house party with those.
They also say they are pleased that Rwanda offers various activities that enable them to celebrate such end-of-year festivities.
Sometimes it's hard to be away from families and from home, but the good thing is when you went new places like Rwanda and you are going to find you are going to make friends, and then those friends, when they are going to share with you, so it's going to be somehow, it's going to be good like that.
For the Christmas first, I celebrate with my sister and one of my cousins. For the New Year, we think we will go in at church for the crossover.
Rwanda is safe, clean and very welcome to visitors coming to visit here. Festive season is quite good over here. I'm really enjoying the stay. Yeah, can't complain. I've planned to visit Kivu as well. Yeah, a couple of places in line for me.
Since I came to Rwanda in 2022, I didn't go to celebrate the festive season with my family. I've been celebrating it in Rwanda. Celebrating the New Year, sometimes we go to Conventional Center to witness the fireworks, and that's how we celebrate our Christmas and the New Year within Rwanda.
Foreign nationals from Gabon and Chad living in Rwanda say they are also eagerly looking forward to celebrating the New Year in Rwanda.
Celebrating the Christmas holiday and the New Year is like we are going to the church the 24th December with our family. To celebrating the Happy New Year is just like in family. The richest food that we have is called nyembwe. For our community here in Rwanda, because we are not in our country, we can manage it in our home and call some friend to share that food and to enjoy it with others.
According to different persons in our community, we organize a different party, different celebration, individually or also by the team. So we try to get together and enjoy that festive season.
Foreign residents in Rwanda say they enjoy observing how the New Year is celebrated, especially the festivities held at Kigali Convention Center in the city of Kigali. Enora Gladys, RwandaTV News.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe, ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho, ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashije, ariko byarangiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema, ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho, ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
Let's end the news here for now, but I do look forward to seeing you again very soon. Join Olive Nete for the next edition here on Rwanda Television. Goodbye.